सर स्क्रीन शेयर कीजिए, वेबकैम ऑन कीजिए।
ओके आनंद जी, कैसे हैं आप सर?
गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग।
ठीक है सर, क्लास स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं।
ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच। Hello, good evening everyone.
Good
Am I
evening sir.
audible? Yes.
Yes sir.
Harsh, how are you? Slides are
I'm good.
visible to you?
Yes sir. International
Thank
business
you.
strategy.
Yes. So in last class we have started with our unit 2. Unit 2, Porter's National Diamond of Competitive Advantage. Today we are going to discuss about the economies of scale and scope, and then with respect to the economies of scale only, standardization versus differentiation. So today we are going to complete our unit 2. Before going ahead, I just want to recap this Porter National Diamond of Competitive Advantage. Okay, let's revise this first, then move on to our topic, economies of scale. So with respect to the national portal model, this is with respect to the competitive advantage, which is which allow companies to outperform their competitors through greater efficiency, superior quality, or distinctive offering others cannot easily replicate. So this kind of with respect to these key components. So Michael Porter have introduced this diamond of national creative advantage, Porter diamond model. Okay, so in which in this model there are four main factors like firm strategy, structure, rivalry, demand conditions, relating and sporting industries, factor conditions, which we have discussed in last class. With respect to the factor conditions, like we can call it input factors like skilled labor, infrastructure, technology, knowledge base, capital, natural resources. These all with respect to the resource and capabilities, which are many which are beneficial for a company to get competitive advantage over others because of the advanced factors and because of the specialized factors. Okay. Second was the demand condition with respect to the home market demand. If there is a demand of a particular product within a home market, then that particular company grow fast and grow with the innovation. Like with respect to Japan, we have discussed in last class, there were small homes, and so that compact and energy efficient appliances were there, and there are many companies with respect to electronics and electricals which are based on Japan, like Sensui or Panasonic or Sony Okay, Deccan, these all companies which are providing energy efficient appliances because of the conditions, because of the home market. Third factor with respect to Porter diamond model, related and sporting industries, strong supplier industries and related sectors, they enhance the competitiveness of the firm. They benefit of it to into the innovation cluster, improve the collaboration, and strong supply leads to the cost efficiency and innovation. Like we have discussed about the Silicon Valley, which is San Francisco in California in USA. Here you will get everything with respect to a startup ecosystem which has developed in Silicon Valley. There is no other city in all over the world, all over the globe, which is comparable with Silicon Valley, San Francisco, when it comes to the startups. Many companies like Facebook, Meta, or Google, this Apple, Amazon, they have incepted, they have started, they have become global companies from the San Francisco itself because of the government, media, investors, incubators, events which happened there, consulting firms, research institutes like Stanford, Berkeley, okay, Draper University, Accelerator were there. So with respect to relating and sporting industries, this is the best example which have supported technological startups at a very large scale. And fourth factor in National Portal Diamond Model is firm strategy, structure, and rivalry. How companies are created, managed, and compete domestically, how firms are organized, their management practices, and the level of domestic competition, which help them to become a strong local competition, and then afterwards to gain the global strength. So rivalry forces the efficiency and innovation. Uh, Fourth factor with respect to national model was firm strategy, structure, and rivalry. Okay, and there were two additional factors also like government and chances. So in last class, we have completed this national portal model for competitive advantage. So now start with today's topic with respect to the economy of scale. This economies of scale might be you people have gone through into the economic class also might be where economy of scale is like lowering the cost of the production per unit. This is a very important strategically in terms of scale and in terms of scope. Like in the global business arena, economies of scale and scope are critical for shaping a firm's competitive advantage. This is directly connected with the national Porter of diamond model for the competitive advantage, where you will achieve efficiency, operational efficiency, production efficiency. You will you will expand your market. You increase your market share by doing innovation, specifications of the product, by doing R&D, and after that, when you will get a that much level where your demand is so much high, your per unit cost will come down definitely. So these operation efficiency, these they lead to the economy of scale. So first one, we will understand what is economy of scale. Types of economy of scale like internal economies and external economies is there, and what are the sub factors with respect to these two types. So these concepts are very instrumental in enhancing the operation efficiency, standardizing the market expansion, particularly in international operations where they significantly impact the profitability and sustainability. So to understand the impact of profitability and sustainability, let's discuss the economy of scale. Like this refers to the cost advantage that a firm experiences when it increases its level of production. As the output increase, the cost per unit decrease. So a firm, a organization will get the cost advantage because when their level of production increase, when market share increase, when demand of a particular product increase, so that output will consequently give a firm grip over the suppliers. They that this the firm experience the level of production. They put that particular company on negotiable table at a higher side, and because of that cost per unit decrease. Economy of scale occurs when long run or average cost LRAC decrease as output increase, enabling firm to achieve cost efficiency and the competitive advantage subsequently. Why this happen? Because fixed costs get spread over more units. Fixed cost, which can include the cost of plant, cost of machinery, cost of the employee salary, okay, cost of the interest which company is paying to the banks or maybe to the investors or to the debenture holders. Okay, so this fixed cost gets spread over more unit because the company level of production increase. So in that particular fixed cost, company enlarge their level of production, which help them to reduce the cost per unit. Bulk purchasing reduce the input cost. When you are handling with the to the your suppliers, those who are supplying you the raw material or the component which are which can be useful to make your end product. So your bulk purchasing power will increase. And because of that, the input cost increase, that will lead to the economy of scale. Cost per unit will decrease. Efficiency improve the experience, and also technology play a major role when it comes to the economy of scale. If you are introducing technologies, if you are introducing new machinery or new tech during the production process or for the standardization, so you better utilize your machinery, you better utilize your resources, and eventually again this will help you to reduce the cost per unit. Like if I take an example to understand economy of scale, Amazon expansion from an online bookstore to a diverse global e-commerce platform. This is a prime example where it leverages its technological infrastructure and logistic network, which they have built when they started in the year 1994, when they were only selling books through a online bookstore. And because of that technological experience, because of the technological infrastructure which built during late 90s and the logistic network, because of that only, after late years in subsequently in 2000 millennium times, they spread into the e-commerce. And now Amazon, they have expanded into many firms like cloud computing. Also Amazon Web Services is there, which is entirely depend on this technological infrastructure and logistic technological infrastructure which they have developed during the expansion of Amazon, so which have helped them to cater the market with respect to the cloud, with respect to the computing, with respect to the web services. And now this AWS, Amazon Web Services, they control around the 25% market share all over the world. And apart from that, these technological infrastructure have helped them to make more efficient when it comes to the logistic management and supply chain management also. Because of that, because of supply chain management, because of the logistic management, they are handling very well with a very fraction of time. They have the ability to deliver the products at the doorstep of a customer within 2 hours, within day. Okay, so these all have built upon the technological infrastructure which they have created during the Amazon expansion from the online bookstore to a diverse global e-commerce platforms. So their experience, the fixed cost, the bulk purchasing, and the efficiency improve over the period of time, which leads to the to achieve the economy of scale, which leads to the decreasing the cost per unit. And because of that, Amazon later become profitable, and that has been they are working as of today, and this is one of the top 10 firm all over the world. So enhancing the operational efficiency, strategizing the market expansion, particularly in international operations where they significantly impact the profitability and sustainability, like the example which we have taken with respect to Amazon. This economy of scale arise from various sources like production efficiency, where large scale production leads to more efficient use of equipment and process. In addition, purchasing power plays a role, as larger companies can negotiate better terms with the suppliers. So production efficiency, operational efficiency, market expansion, purchasing power, they play a significant role increasing the profitability and sustainability of the business of that particular firm because of the economies of scale. So if I talk about the types of economy of scale can be two types: internal economies and external economies. When we talk about the internal economies, this is with respect to the firm's internal resources, cost saving within a single firm, within organization, like bulk buying or specialization or better machinery. When we are discussing about the external economies, this is cost saving for an entire industry. This is like shared suppliers or skilled labor pool or infrastructure. So what is the benefit of economy of scale? Cost, average cost will come down, lower production cost, competitive prices for the consumers, and the higher efficiency and the innovation. Sometimes this leads to the risk of monopolies also. This economy, like in case of Google or in case of these companies, they kind of controlling the market. Even though Apple, in some way, Apple have created a ecosystem where if you want to use a Apple product, then you have to purchase their product starting from the Apple MacBook or iPhone or AirPods. Okay, these all are integrated within the Apple ecosystem only. If you want to listen music, then you have to go and purchase and subscribe for the iTunes. If you want to download any app, then only you can download from the Apple Play Store. Okay, so there is no other options because of the ecosystem. So sometimes this economy of scale, they leads to the some challenges also, risk of monopolies, and this economies, if firm grow large because of the bureaucracy and efficiency. So if we discuss with respect to the internal economies of scale, as we have discussed, there are two types of economies of scale: internal and external. When we are discussing on the internal economies, this can be like production or technical economies, purchasing or marketing economies, financial economies, managerial economics, and risk bearing economies. So when we are talking about the internal economies of scale, these are the internal factors of a firm, whether it's production or technical economies, purchasing or marketing economics, financial, managerial, or risk bearing economies. These all factors, they relate to the internal factors of a organization or a firm. Let's take example and discuss all of these one by one. So first one is the production or technical economies. Large scale producers can employ techniques that can be used by a small scale producers, because when a company grow, they become means their purchasing power increase, their market share increase, their revenue increase, and in some cases they become profitable. And even though in some cases profitable is not compared to any other industry or any other industry peers or competitors, like Apple, they have bulk cash even in trillions of dollar today. Okay, like a Toyota company, they are also doing very good because of the large scale producer. They can employ techniques that cannot be used by a small scale producer. Like in India, if we discuss with respect to the automobile sector, Maruti Suzuki is there, Tata or Mahindra is there. Okay, if we talk about with respect to Samsung or Xiaomi in smartphone market, if you people remember, there was a time when in India there were some Indian players also. They were manufacturing mobile phone like Intex or Lava or this Micromax, but because they were not in that much position, because they were unable to achieve the economy of scale because of the resource constraint, or because of the investment currencies, or because of the competition from the Chinese firms, specifically Xiaomi or Vivo or Oppo, okay, or OnePlus or Samsung, South Korean giant. So they were not able to employ techniques which these already well established companies like Samsung or Xiaomi were able to achieve. So that leads to the economy of scale with respect to Samsung or Xiaomi or OnePlus or this Vivo or Oppo mobile phone. And because of that, because of the techniques, because of the large scale production capability, Samsung is number one all over the world. Samsung have around 27% of the market share all over the world when it comes to the smartphone market. And then second comes to the this Apple with respect to 17% because of the large scale production, and no companies near to them, not even a single company. Large scale firms could use computers and technology to replace employees on a production line. And this has been again, if we discuss with South Korean companies or China, Japanese companies or American companies, they have done it multiple times in last many decades. Like when we talk about Ford, when we talk about any German car makers, or when we talk about like Toyota in Japan, or Samsung or Kia in South Korea specifically, not with respect to India. So they use computers technology, even though human robots, these robots also, they are using robotic technology also to replace the employees. And because of that, they were able to, produce the product continuously 24 into 7 and with the utmost quality. Because when the intervention from the human being is minimum, definitely this will leads to the improvement in the quality and standardization of the product. So faulty products also coming less out of these large firms because of the internal economies of scale, because of the production and technical economies or capabilities of those firms. So these large scale producers, large companies, they able to transfer bulk material also, like they were able to procure material from the best supplier in the world, which a small scale producer have not that much capability. So when it comes to the these large scale producers, they were able to transport the bulk material all over the world from many countries, from where they will get the minimum with the minimum cost. Mass production means that unit costs are lower. So this first point with respect to economy of scale. Gagan, you want to ask something? You raise your hand. Hello. Okay. So the first point with respect to the technical economies or production capabilities, specifically with respect to the large scale producers, the big companies, the big corporate houses. So they have as over small scale producers. Second, with respect to the purchasing and marketing economies. With respect to purchasing the raw material or purchasing the bulk products, or with respect to the marketing or advertisement tools, some companies, they are better because they have right tool, right person on board within their organization, which are very efficient when it comes to the marketing, when it comes to the advertisement, when it comes to the automation, when it comes to the usage of artificial intelligence, if we talk about as of today. So these large business can employ specialist staff. Bulk buying, being able to buy goods in bulk, lower the unit price, and advertisement cost can be spread over the large production capabilities. So within the organization, these purchasing economies or
Hello.
marketing economies.
Hello.
Hello.
We don't speak.
Yes. Any question?
Okay. नमस्ते उसमें मेरा क्लास ले रहा हूँ
Gagan, please mute his. Okay. Now comes to the third one with respect to finance. We can call it financial economies. So like some firm, they have advantage when it comes to the investment, when it comes to the taking the loans. Like this is easier for large firms to raise the capital. Like Reliance in India, when they venture into telecommunication sector with Reliance Jio in the year 2016, and after 3-4 years down the line, when they were able to grab the market by offering the products, and they compete well with Airtel and Vodafone and Idea at that time. So in the year 2019, 2020, they raised around 1.5 lakh crore all over the world from the multiple companies, multiple investors, multiple venture capitalists, which include Google, Facebook, Microsoft also. Okay, Tiger Global Management, like from SoftBank from Japan, because of the position, because of the respect, because of the image of Reliance, they were able to fetch that much of investment, like 1.5 lakh crore from all over the world. So this kind of capability a small firm does not have. So like if we talk about in within telecommunication sector, Vodafone or Airtel, they does not have that much. Airtel have some kind of power in terms of raising investment. But as of today, Vodafone Idea, they are struggling with the revenue, the profit, and even though at a point of time, Vodafone have to sell the 10% of their share to the government because they were due around 55,000 crore rupees, which they have to pay to the government of India, and they were not in that position. So when it comes to big firms, profitable firms, where their revenue is very good, they were able to raise the capital. So this leads to the financial economies, better lending terms and lower interest rate, which very easier to borrow money from multiple banks or multiple investors. Risk is spread over more products because of the financial economies, because the company, the large firm, the sustainable firm, the profitable firm, they have that much capability, or their good, their books are very neat and clean, their balance sheet are very neat and clean. Because of that, they were able to fetch money from banks, from investors, multiple investors, from multiple companies, and because of that, their risk also spread over more product. Greater potential finance from retained profit also. Some companies like Apple or Tesla or Toyota, they or Infosys in India, they retain profit and then they reinvest it. So if a company is profitable, then definitely their risk-taking capacity and their decision making is independent. Because when a company is on the when a company take loans from multiple organizations, multiple banks, multiple investment firms, or when they go for IPO, or for they when they listed on market in then their dependency on their shareholders, on their stakeholders increase. But when you are profitable, so your greater you have greater potential to take the risk. And administrative cost also spread, which eventually will lead to decrease the cost per unit. Now discuss about the next factor with respect to internal economies of a firm. With respect to the internal factors, managerial economies. More specialized management can be employed, save business money because they are more efficient. Like, not all company have the capability to hire people from Harvard or from London Business School or from Stanford or from Princeton. Or if we talk about India, then IIM Ahmedabad or Bangalore or Calcutta, okay, or from IIT Delhi or from MDI or FMS if we talk about this Delhi NCR area. So not all firms have that much capability or that much paying capacity to the prospective employees, or they will hire even though in middle managers because they were asking for lakhs of rupees, crores of rupees. But that kind of managerial economics, that kind of capabilities lie with the firms which already have profits, which can raise money, and where their already production is as a large scale. So more specialized management, they will take better decision most of the time, not in every cases. Okay, most of the time these specialized management can be employees, and which eventually will help you to save the business money because they are more efficient, because their decision making, because their initiative, they are much better as compared to a person from tier 2 or tier 3 cities, or a person from less experienced company, or a small company. So you have the capacity to pay them, and then you have the capacity to take work from them. So that's why it is very difficult to get entry into global companies or big companies like Apple or Google or Facebook, okay, or in Tesla, when you talk about USA, Oracle, okay. So because of the specialized management and because of the kind of person they need. Last point with respect to the internal economies of scale is risk bearing economies. Large firm, they can afford to take risk with new products, services, because other parts of the business are still profitable. So here, these all things like technical economies, production economies, purchasing economies, marketing economies, financial economies, managerial economics, they will converge on one single last point, risk bearing economies. Because you are already profitable, or because you have the capacity to raise money easily, because you have specialized technical capabilities with you, specialized machines with you, and you have a competent person, competent executives with you, then your risk bearing capacity also increase. So large firms, they can afford to take risk with the new products or services because other parts of the businesses, they are still profitable. So these all with respect to the internal economies. Now let's take examples to understand in a more broader way with respect to internal economies, which are the within firm factors like technological economies. Tesla have built gigafactories all over the world, out of which they have three main gigafactories, out of which two are in China and one in USA. And Tesla, they are doing everything on their own, like making from the battery, from the this IC circuit, from the semiconductor. They are building everything on their own because of the technical technical economies, because of the technical competencies that particular organization have, and because of Tesla technical competency, because of the Tesla this technical superiority over the other firms, they are moving ahead with the right direction with a very good growth. And even though for Tesla cars, there were a waiting period of around 9 months, 1 year, even though in some cases for some brands. So because of the use of advanced machinery and because of the automation, Tesla gigafactories, they produce batteries at a much lower cost than the small plants. Managerial economics perspective, like specialized managers improve efficiency. Large company, they hire experts for HR, for finance, for marketing, for strategy, for operations separately, and from the tier one business schools most of the time. So they get edge over the small firms, where these small firms, they do not have that much bandwidth to hire from the tier one colleges or institutes, or from the many companies, the middle managers or executives at a very good package. So managerial economics, specialized manager improve the efficiency. Financial economies, like as I have discussed, Reliance, with respect to Reliance Industries, they raise funds cheaper than the small startups because of the negotiable, because they are at a higher position when it comes to the negotiation, when it comes to the influencing to many investors, to the banks. So these large firms like Reliance Industries, they get lower loan at a very lower interest rate also. Marketing economies, with respect to Coca-Cola, advertisement that advertisement cost or marketing cost that spread over the large output, like Coca-Cola spending of around 10 crore. For example, just to understand, this is not like only they are spending 10 crore. 10 crore ad cost only, advertisement cost only. I'm not talking about here about the marketing cost or about any cost related to the sales. Okay, only advertisement cost, where they hire celebrities and they create ad. Okay, for the sports event, for the television, for the these social media platforms like YouTube. So 10 crore ad cost for Coca-Cola is negligible per bottle, which many companies, they do not have advantage when it comes to the beverages sector. Purchasing economy, bulk buying, which reduce the cost, like Walmart. Walmart is world number one company when it comes to the bulk buying, when it comes to the huge discount. In India, there were some marts like D-Mart, okay, were there, or Super Bazaar is there, which again funded by Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries company is Supermart. They have bulk buying capacity, which eventually reduce the cost. And like Walmart, they have also bulk buying capacity. They offer huge discount to the customers and they sell cheaper. And because of that, Walmart is America's number one retail brand. Risk bearing capacity economies, large firms, they diversify the risk, like Tata Group. They operate in the multiple industries. Tata Group have around 800 plus companies, which are limited. Some of them are limited, some of them are private, like Tata Tech or TCS or Tata Steel. Okay, these Tata Motors. So they operate in multiple industries. They are into the steel also. They are into the hotel also. They are into these FMCG also, in grocery business also. They are into pharmacy also through 1mg. So they are controlling 100 plus companies. They operate in the multiple industries. Because of that, their business risk reduce subsequently. So large firms, they diversify the risk. Likewise, Amazon have diversified in multiple domains, starting from the supply chain, from the logistic management, from the e-commerce to the space, okay, to the Amazon web services. Likewise, there were companies like Reliance. They recently, in last 10-15 years, they have diversified themselves in unrelated sectors also, because once upon a time, Reliance was only a petrochemical company. Okay, but now Reliance is into telecommunication also. Reliance is into again FMCG also. Reliance is into retail. Reliance is into jewelry. Reliance is into electronics with this Reliance Digital. They are even selling agricultural products also. And Vantara is the project under in this Reliance itself for the animal also. Okay, so they have spread in last 10-15 years. Adani is also doing same. Earlier, Adani were only into FMCG, they were into ports, but now they are into energy also. They are into cement also. Okay, many firms they are expanded. So this risk-bearing economies, they only can happen with the large firms. So these all factors, they are within a firm, they are within a organization. That's why we are calling them the internal economies of scale, because of the technical competencies, because of the managerial economies, because of the financial economy, because of the marketing economy, or purchasing or risk-bearing economies. Okay. Any question as of now? No question. Okay. Now comes to the second type, external economies of scale. When we say external economies, this is with respect to the outside of a firm, the factors which are not in a control of a firm, but they are aggregate kind of factors, like the growth of a sector with, okay, the government policies are there, or government actions, okay, like skilled labor is available or not for the entire industry. So some factors which are not in the direct control of a firm, like internal economies, they are into the direct control of a firm. These outside these external economies, they are they are the outside factors. Okay, so they arise due to a industry growth, not from a individual firm. Like development of infrastructure, when infrastructure develop, so that benefit will be taken by the entire industry, the entire sector. Like if we talk about India itself, in last 10-15 years, there were many expressway which has been built, okay, which were not there earlier, like this KMP in Delhi, around Delhi NCR, okay, Kundli Manesar Palwal Expressway, Delhi Mumbai Expressway is there, Meerut Expressway is there. Now recently on this 14th April, this Delhi Dehradun Expressway has been opened. Ganga Expressway, which is around to be opened this month only, later this year, which has been started from the Bijnor to the Varanasi. Okay, and in South also, like in Maharashtra, there is Mumbai Pune Expressway, and this Ahmedabad Mumbai Expressway. Okay, South they are expressway which are connecting directly Hyderabad or Bangalore or Chennai. So these infrastructure which are developing, this will help all companies, all kind of companies, whether it's small firms or big firms, to transport better. So this development of infrastructure, this is a kind of factor which is not a direct control of a firm, but the development of a infrastructure will definitely leads to the economies of scale, because now they are in a better position to transport their product from one region to another region, or because of the electricity supply, or because of the basic need like water, if water availability is there. So these all things like electricity or transportation, or making building bridge over some kind of to increase the efficiency, or where the firms they will able to deliver a product in a very less period of time. Like if we compare earlier with respect to the Delhi Mumbai, so if a product, if a truck is moving from Delhi and they are carrying products of a company, then this will take around 24 to 48 hours to reach Mumbai earlier. But now this can be doable in 16 to 16 hours around. So development of infrastructure, this is a external outside factor which can lead to the external economy of scale. Second is the skilled labor availability. So there are, there are some cohort in India, like Surat is there for diamond market, for textile business. Okay, textile market. If we talk about Gurgaon or Faridabad or Manesar, or there is a automobile industries is there because of the this electronic or component is there. Okay, these tools are there. Companies are there to supply to the industries, to the like Maruti Suzuki or Escort or Yamaha or Hero Honda or JCB, which lie in this region only, in Faridabad or Gurgaon region. Pune is also better when it comes to the automobile sector. So because of the skilled labor availability, these segregations or these sectors have developed. Like when it comes to textile, there is only one name, Surat. When it comes to chemical, there some like Maharashtra or Gujarat is there for the chemical industries. When it comes to pharmaceutical industry, Sikkim and Himachal Pradesh is there because of the skilled labor availability. And this skilled labor availability, this will available to all industries which are working in that particular region. So this is also one of the example with respect to the external economy of scale. Supplier network, like as I have discussed with respect to automobile sector. So okay, so supply network, again external economy is part. Expansion of industry growing. There are multiple firms which are emerging, they are growing fast, and there are many firms which are entering into the industry. So expansion definitely will leads to a better economy later period of time. Like when it comes to automobile sector, again there were few companies in India with respect to Maruti Suzuki and Tata is there, Mahindra is there. But now if we talk about, there are multiple companies, like they have ventured into India for in past 15-20 years, like Kia or MG Hector or Volkswagen. They have expanded their fleet. Okay, even though Ferrari, Lamborghini, Mercedes, Audi, they are selling at a very good pace in India. They are not making it, but they are selling it. Toyota, they have production unit in India. But earlier there were only few firms, domestic firms, but now there are few domestic firms, few international firms, and they are competing very well. And because of them, this industry is growing, the supplier network is growing, and there were many firms which were not there, but now they have established into this automobile industry because of the external economies of scale, because they have because small suppliers, ancillary industries, they have multiple companies to supply their product which they are making. So that what definitely will lead to the better economy of scale. Economics of the information is there, connectivity is there with respect to the information, like for marketing, for advertisements. Okay, there is a digital infrastructure is there to connect the information on time, efficiently, and in a very split of second. So if digital infrastructure is there, this will lead to the economies of information. R&D, resource and development. Government is spending, companies are also spending, some associations they are spending on resource and development to develop new products with new specifications. That will definitely will increase the competition, and that competition will definitely leads to the better product, and better products will definitely increase the market share, which eventually increase the market the company revenue and profit. So this is like outside to inside segment. Resource and development within a company, if they innovate product, like again if I talk about Samsung, they are innovating new mobile phones, they are coming with the the a good camera capacity, with good camera, with good storage, with good battery efficiency, okay, with good screen display, with good size. So that will definitely force other companies also to innovate well. So this is not a with respect to one single company, but this will eventually compete, increase the competition within multiple firms within a sector. And because of that, Apple and Samsung, they are innovating, they are competing at a very good pace in when we talk about America. And because of that, Samsung now offering the products, the smartphones, which in some way in some way are better than these is rival firm Apple or in previously OnePlus. Okay. So this R&D, this is also like one of the factor with respect to external economy of scale. Economics of government action, government policies, government guidelines, government support, like in India, government of India is providing product link incentive when it comes to semiconductor industry, when it comes to electronics items, when it comes to petrochemicals, when it comes to this solar sector. So if government is supporting one or more some kind of industries, so definitely this will help to grow industry fast. And when industry grow, the firms within that industry definitely they will grow also. So as of today, government focusing largely for the manufacturing firms, specifically for the semiconductor industry, for the electronics, electronic items. So in future, maybe we are able, we will be capable, we will be able to compete with China at some level when it comes to electronics. So within electronic segment, when there is a policy government with respect to the particular government of that particular nation, so this will again leads to the external economy of scale. And economics of concentration, which we have which we can discuss with respect to this skilled level availability or the suppliers network. So large number of suppliers are available, large number of skilled employees are available, large number of this will definitely will leads to the concentration of some kind of firms within a one area, like as I have discussed with respect to diamond industry in Surat, or textile industry again in Surat, or petrochemical in Gujarat or in Maharashtra, or this pharmaceutical in Sikkim, or in this Himachal Pradesh. So this all leads to the economies of concentration, where Silicon Valley is also one of the example when it comes to the economics of concentration, where tech firms benefit from the shared talent pool. Bangalore is also example. Right now, Pune and these Hyderabad are also growing when it comes to the IT sector. Chennai is also doing very well with respect to the economics of concentration. Recently, there are many cities which were not there on the map, except metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, or Bangalore, or Kolkata. Now, these Pune, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar, Chennai, Kanpur, Mohali, Chandigarh, these cities are also growing, and there also some kind of concentration now started with respect to, specifically with respect to IT firm, with respect to manufacturing. So definitely in future this will help a particular industry to grow. And again, this will, if a industry grow, then the firms within that industry will eventually get the external economy of scale. So these all like textile cluster in Tripur in India, or in Bengal, or in Odisha, or in Panipat, Haryana. Okay, when it comes to the science equipment, Ambala is there. When it comes to the economic concentration clusters, when we talk about, so in in Ambala in Haryana, there are multiple companies which are supplying basic these glass equipment to the universities, to the institutes, to the firm for R&D purpose, for the laboratory purpose. So because of the cluster, because of the economics of concentration. So all these factors are with respect to the external economy of scale, which these factors are the outside factors. They are not directly controlled within by a firm, but these all can be linked to the government policies or to a particular industry. Okay, in nutshell, if I sum up with respect to external economy of scale, this picture, explained very well. External economy of scale is when group of firms or an industry, they gets the cost advantage, and because of that, they will, they have shared resources, and because of that, industry grow. So what are the pros of external economy of scale? Cost reduction, competitiveness, and the skilled labor pool. So this is, crux of the what we have discussed with respect to these factors in one single picture. If we will talk about the difference, of external and internal economy of scale. So internal economy of expansion of firm itself, because these are the factors within an organization. Internal factors, external economy of scale, expansion of the industry overall. When we talk about the internal economies, lower long run average cost, external economies benefit most all of the firms. These are not specifically with respect to only one single firm. Internal economy of scale, efficiency from the larger scale production like Walmart or Toyota or Maruti Suzuki. External economy of scale, agglomeration economies are important like textile clusters or these diamond clusters or these IT sectors. Okay. Internal economy of scale, range of economies like we have discussed with respect to technical, financial, risk-bearing economies, managerial economics, production economies. When we talk about the external economy of scale, helps to explain the rapid growth of many cities because of the economic concentration, as I have shared, like Pune or Hyderabad, Chennai or Kanpur, Lucknow, Mohali, Chandigarh. These cities are growing because of the economy of concentration, because of the government policies. Okay, because of the external economy of scale, because of the strong infrastructure which has built, which has come up around all these cities in last specifically 10 years. So that was with respect to the external and internal economies of scale, and we have discussed these two topics with their types, with their many factors and with many examples. So now let's discuss again, with in global context also, because this is a subject of international business strategy. So we do not miss out about the global context when we talk about kind of every topic. So economy of scale can be connected with the global context also. Firms, they expand internationally to exploit the economy of scale. Global production help them to reduce the cost, because global production, because of the increased market share, because of the better suppliers all over the world, because of the strong supply chain management of that particular organization. This will definitely help to reduce the cost overall, and it support the competitive advantage in the international market. Again, to discuss the example, the best example is can be again Apple or Samsung or this McD, KFC, Pizza Hut. Okay, like Toyota. These companies, they are the best example to discuss when it comes to the global context of the economy of scale. So when companies operate globally, they produce in the large quantity, they serve the multiple markets, and they spread cost across the countries. So result will be the lower cost plus the higher profit. If we talk about the examples with respect to the global context, with respect to the economy of scale in the global context, automobile industry, Maruti Suzuki and Toyota, they produce car in the large volumes, and because of this, that their cost per car decrease. Amazon, because of the massive warehousing, because of the logistic management, so their per delivery cost reduce at a higher scale as compared to their competitors. FMCG sectors की बात करें तो हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर, they produce millions of unit, low per unit cost, and because of that they are able to sell their products at a very competitive pricing. When it comes to airline industry, Boeing is there, Airbus is there. Okay, and there is airlines like Indigo or Tata. Okay, so large airlines like Indigo, they bulk fuel purchase, high seat capacity, and this will lead to the lower cost per passenger. When we talk about the Boeing and Airbus, these are the two biggest firm. If we leave Chinese companies who are manufacturing these aircrafts and jets, so almost in all over the world except China, Boeing and Airbus, they supply the airplanes, and because of that they have a major control when it comes to the airline industry, because these two firms, they are the biggest supplier of the airline. And if we talk about defense, Then there is this Dassault is there, which is based in France. Okay, and there is a company in America this Legard and Martin. I think I'm not able to recall, but Dassault is there with respect to the this defense industry, which has provided Rafale to India also. So these all companies they control airline industry or defense sectors, and because of that, their cost is much lower as compared to their peer competitors. When we talk about pharmaceutical industry, India is the best example. When we talk about the textile industry, Vietnam and uh, Bangladesh is the best example to discuss with respect to the economy of scale. When we talk about electronics, China, Vietnam, or Taiwan is there. Okay, so when it comes to the these oil companies, or specifically the oil which we consume in our kitchens, this mustard oil or this palm oil. So Indonesia is the best example to discuss. So when it comes to the pharmaceutical industry, large scale production, so cheaper medicine globally, and that's why India is called the pharmacy of the world, because we supply generic drugs, generic medicines almost all over the world, but mainly to the USA. And almost 50% of the USA drugs, USA medicines, they are from they manufactured in India, and we sold them at a very minimum price because of the economy of scale, and because of that our pharmaceutical industry is also growing. So these are the examples of with the global context, with the topic with respect to economy of scale. Now let's take 10 minutes of break, and then we will move on to our next topic, which is differentiation and global marketing strategy. If you remember, in first unit we have discussed the global marketing strategy. So these two techniques, these two integration with respect to standardization and differentiation, they have again discussed. They have again come in the second unit. So this is the last topic of today's and last topic of unit 2. So let's take 10 minutes break. Right now it's 8:05. We will meet around 8:15, and then we will move ahead with our next topic. Okay, so let's start with our last topic of Unit 2, which is differentiation and standardization. With respect to global marketing strategy, the decision between standardization and the differentiation present a significant challenge for the firms operating across the international market all over the world specifically. So these two strategic approaches, they dissect their implications, their benefits, and specifically the challenges in the context of global market dynamics. So when we discuss about the differentiation or the standardization, so there are some, positive points, there are some negative points, there is some advantage, disadvantage also with respect to these two strategy. So when a global firm operate in a difficult culture, the income level and taste, they differ. At the same time, they want economies of scale and efficiency. So the firm must balance with respect to the culture, with respect to the income level, with respect to the preference or taste of the consumers, and also to align with the better economy of scale to reduce the cost per unit for the operational and the production efficiency. So firms specifically, they must balance between the global integration and the local responsiveness. Global integration is like standardization of the products or the services, and with respect to the local responsiveness, differentiation as per the requirement of the particular market where they are targeting. So let's discuss first one, the standardization, which is a unified approach. Standardization in global strategy, this refer to the offering the uniform products or services across different markets with minimal modification, like the examples of Coca-Cola or Nike or IKEA, uh, and apart from that, Apple, Microsoft. These companies, they are offering standardized product or services all over the world, more or less like equal, same. So this is a process. This is a global strategy which refer to offering the uniform products or services across different markets with minimum modification. This approach is rooted in the philosophy that a successful product in one market will be equally successful in another market, given the convergence of the customer or consumer taste and preference globally. Because of the globalization or liberalization, as we have discussed in last unit itself. So because of the globalization, the customer taste and preferences, they are getting into kind of one point, like with respect to Apple, their premium phones, premium brand smartphones, they are liking by the different countries, people all over the world in different continent, because of the customer tastes and preferences, they are converging at some point. So with respect to standardization, this means selling the same product or same design or same marketing across the all countries, so which will leads to the efficiency plus cost reduction and global consistency. That's why there are some brands like Apple kind of brands, they are as of today offering a international warranty. Suppose if you have purchased a phone in India, and if for some some official work or for some personal for personal work, or because of you because or maybe any other reason, you moved to any other country, for example Germany or France or UK or London, oh sorry, this Britain or America. So the product which you have purchased from India or from Dubai, this you can take warranty. You can take that particular phone if something happened to that particular different country also from where you have not purchased. That this kind of warranty has not been provided by each and every organization, like LG or Samsung or this Panasonic. They are not providing international warranty, but Samsung, Apple, they are providing this international warranty because of the same product, same design, or same marketing across the all countries, and because of the global consistency, so that the product or the company will be accepted by all over the world as a single organization. So these all leads to the standardization, which is a unified approach. This also allows firms to reap the substantial economies of scale, streamline the operations and maintaining the consistent quality, and build a unified global brand image. Like again, like I have discussed already, Apple or Coca-Cola or Nike, they have successfully employed a standardization strategy, offering the same innovative product worldwide, reinforcing their brand identity and achieving the operational efficiencies. But apart from these advantages or because of the pros, there are some limitations also because of the standardization. And the first limitation is often standardization overlook the local market requirement, local culture. They ignore the local, requirement, preferences, or consumer behaviors. So this risk, because of the local market nonsense or because of the cultural preferences, these companies are overlooking or ignoring because of the standardization. So the risk here is that standardized product might not resonate well in every market, potentially leading to a disconnect with the local consumer. In market with the intense competition and diverse consumer preference, a purely standardized approach may hinder a firm's ability to effectively compete and meet the specific market needs. So standardization sometimes leads to some kind of issues with for the firms also. If you are not adapting as per requirement of the local culture, as per the requirement of the local taste or preferences or the consumer behavior. Like if I talk about India, so we Indians, we are more focused on the saving our rupees. Okay, we are not ready to spend blindly. We always analyze the product, and we will go for the product with a reasonable cost. So when you offer products with a standardization, I'm not talking about premium, brands or premium products, because when it comes to premium or luxury items, so there are many people in India also. They do not, think about money all the time. So, but middle class, specifically lower middle class, then these peoples, they definitely when it comes to money, they think thoroughly and then they spend. So maybe because of the standardization, some people or some percentage of the market share one company should lose. So in that condition, differentiation is the key. So what is differentiation? Differentiation is the tailoring the product or services to the local preferences. Differentiation strategy involve adapting the products or services to meet the specific need and preference of the local market, of the local requirement, of the consumer behavior of that particular country or a group of region. This approach recognize and respect the diversity in consumer taste and cultural differences or cultural nuisances across the different countries. Differentiation allow firms to establish a strong local presence, cater to the specific customer needs, and differentiate themselves from their competitors also. For example, like fast food giant McDonald's, they adapt its menu to the local taste, offering unique items in different countries, such as teriyaki burger in Japan or the McSpicy paneer in India, which aligning with the local preferences, local food choices. Apart from McD, Starbucks, Netflix is there. Starbucks, they offering the tea-based drinks in China and in India also. And in India, they are offering kebab rolls also. So this is with respect to the differentiation, tailoring to the local preferences, tailoring to the local market, to the local culture requirement of the local community of that particular nation. Netflix, when it comes to Netflix, they are not offering English web series or English movies in India or maybe in any other countries also. They are providing regional content in regional languages when it comes to subtitles, or when it comes to dubbing, they dubbed their movies or original series with respect to the regional content like Hindi, Korean, Spanish, French, Chinese, in Mandarin, or in Telugu, Tamil, and they focus more on the localization for the better engagement on their platform. So Netflix, Starbucks, McD, Pizza Hut, KFC, these all companies, they more they more focused for the on the differentiation. Not every companies like Apple or this Nike or Adidas or Coca-Cola, which can intact their market with a standardization policy. Many companies, they connect with the local groups, local people, tailoring to the local preferences using the differentiation strategy. Further, to discuss with respect to differentiation, there are also some kind of challenges comes when it comes to differentiation, as we have discussed with respect to standardization. So primary challenge with the differentiation is the increased cost with respect to the complexity associated with customizing the products for the different market, customization of the marketing strategy, or developing the content, developing the services, developing the product as per the requirement of the local culture or local people or local requirement. So this will definitely will enhance the cost, and this will definitely leads to the diseconomy of scale. Tailoring product or services to the local taste require the additional research and development, also marketing adjustment, and sometimes ever changing in the supply chain management. But while this approach enhances local market relevance, it may lead to a reduction in economy of scale and increase the operational complexity, which will eventually leads to that firm might be in some cases to the diseconomies also, where the cost per unit increase. Okay. So with respect to the difference, if I sum up with respect to standardization or differentiation, the approach in standardization is the same product or services all over the world globally. With respect to differentiation, adapt locally. Cost very low when it comes to standardization. In differentiation, cost is high. Customer focus is limited. Customer focus is high in differentiation. Flexibility is comparatively low when we compare it with the differentiation, where flexibility is high. Brand image very strong when it comes to the standardization. Differentiation, for differentiation, the local relevance is very high. Not brand image like Apple and Coca-Cola with respect to the standardization. Apple or Coca-Cola or Microsoft or these Google companies. Differentiation, when it comes to differentiation, McDonald's, McD in India, or Starbucks. Now let's, as we have discussed with respect to standardization and differentiation, not in all cases standardization is acceptable. There are some limitations associated with the standardization. With respect to differentiation, differentiation is also not 100% foolproof. There are some challenges with respect to the differentiation. So balancing these two kind of strategies best, so when it comes to the balancing will reap much benefit to the many firms, not purely going for the standardization and not purely for the differentiation. So the key to the effective global strategy, this lies in finding the right balance. Right balance means maintaining the efficiency and consistency of the standardization while adapting the aspects of offering to cater to the local market. So balancing will definitely get your grip over the economy, also over the cost per unit also. This will balance out the production and the operational efficiencies. So balance is very crucial for the firms seeking to build a strong global brand without alienating, without sidelining the local consumers. The strategic choice between standardization and differentiation depends on the various factors, including the nature of the industry, the homogeneity of the consumer preferences, and the level of the competition in the target market. So it requires a delicate handling of the operational complexity, cost management, and the consistent brand messaging across the diverse market. For example, like luxury brands, they often lean towards the standardization to maintain a consistent brand prestige globally, while the consumer goods like FMCG products like Hindustan Unilever Company or Future Group, they may require more localization due to the varied consumer taste and cultural differences. Here, standardization does not work in standardization does not fit well as compared to the differentiation when it comes to the consumer goods segment. But when it comes to the luxury brands, standardization is the key. So what is the role of market analysis in strategic balance? Businesses must conduct the extensive research to understand the specific needs, the specific preferences, and the cultural nonsenses of the each target market. So companies should know where they will more focus on the standardization and where they should focus on the differentiation. So market analysis would be helpful when it comes to balancing the standardization and the differentiation. So this analysis should inform the degree to which product or services are standardized or differentiated. For example, technology company may standardize its core product globally, but differentiating the peripheral services or the customer support to align with the local preferences and practices is necessary. Like when we talk about technological company with respect to Google or Meta, within Meta like Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram, okay, Snapchat, Apple, more or less technological company from technical point of view I'm talking about, not from the smartphone market or from the product market, from the service point of view I'm talking about. They still have offices all over the world. Otherwise, these tech companies like Google or WhatsApp or Instagram, they can control more or less the whole world from one or few places only. But they have opened their offices in the multiple countries. They have offices in 100+ countries, because these companies, they focused on the standardization as its core product. Like Google search engine, when we talk about Google, it is available all over the world except China. So where you are sitting, even if you are sitting in India or in the USA or in Japan or in South Korea or in Africa or in Pakistan, you can access Google search engine without facing any difficulty. But when it comes to Google advertisements, when it comes to Google AdSense, when it comes to catering the requirement of local culture, so they have differentiated their peripheral services or specifically the customer support which align with the local preferences and practices. In India, Google also offering telecommunication services when it comes to the language like Tamil or Telugu or Malayalam or Marathi or in Bengali. Okay, so this is just to cater the requirement of the local culture, the local people, so that they will focus on the standardization while aligning with the differentiation also. So one of the let's take two more example with respect to these balancing the strategic balance between the standardization and the differentiation. Like many global companies have exemplified the strategic balance. The notable example is the global food and beverage industry, where companies offer maintain standard core offering while introducing the localized products. Like Coca-Cola, for example, they maintain its classic recipe globally, but also offer the region-specific beverages to cater to the local taste. Even though in past few years, Coca-Cola is also expanding, diversifying for the milk products also. In future, maybe in India also, you will see Coca-Cola offering these milk products within India. Okay, so that they will compete with the Amul-like company or Vita-like company. Already they are expanding in India with their Diet Coke or with zero sugar, so that the young people, specifically Gen Z okay, they will buy more product, or those people who are health conscious, so they have maintained their standardization process, their quality processes, aligning with the differentiation strategy with respect to the local demand. Similarly, global automobile companies like Toyota, they have standardized their manufacturing processes. When it comes to standardization, when it comes to Kanban, when it comes to many automation, when it comes to automation, Toyota is in the forefront. When it comes to engine technology efficiency, Toyota is in many cases one of the best company of the world. In some cases, even though ahead to the Ford or Volkswagen also. So they have standardized their manufacturing process and core vehicle component while customizing the designs and the feature to suit the regional market and the regulations also. Like there is a agreement between Toyota and Maruti Suzuki also with respect to India. There are some models like Maruti Suzuki Brezza and Toyota this Toyota I think this Vitara might be, or maybe Hydraider side, Hydraider, I think. These two products specifically, their design, their everything is same except the engine. So Toyota have standardized their marketing processes, but they customize the design and features to suit the regional market. When it comes to Middle East, specifically like Libya or Syria or Iran or Lebanon or Iran, this Afghanistan, Toyota, the kind of lead Toyota have, that is not comparable with any other organization because of the rugged environment, because of the rugged mountain in those particular areas in Iran or Afghanistan specifically. You will see many Toyota company, many Toyota products, many Toyota automobile cars there where people are using Toyota company products very seamlessly. Okay. So because of the rugged mountain, because of the not strong role connectivity, but they are offering strong product to that particular market by customizing the designs and the feature to suit the regional market. So already we have discussed with respect to Netflix, with respect to McD, with respect to KFC or Pizza Hut. They are offering local cuisines. They are offering local products also. Like in India, KFC, they are offering to the non-vegetarian and also to the vegetarian market, to the vegetarian customers also. So that if someone is come with a person who prefers non-vegetarian food, but one person who does not like vegetarian food, does not like non-vegetarian, so that they can order vegetarian food within KFC. That is not, that is not available in USA or any other market except India, or maybe in some other countries also. But in India, they specifically cater to the local market. So these are some examples with respect to the strategic balance, with respect to standardization and the differentiation. So that's all from my side for today. So with this, we have concluded with our unit 2. In next class, we will start with unit 3. So that's all from my side as of today. If there is any question or any doubt, you can ask me. Gagan, Harsh, or Ridhima, if you have any question or anything, you can ask me.
No, sir. कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं.
कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं. कभी कभी तो मुझे खुद नहीं पता होता, मैं अकेला बात करते करते कितना पेस में, कितना उसमें बोल जाता हूँ. बाद में समझ में आता है कि कुछ ज्यादा ही स्पीड पकड़ ली है, थोड़ा स्लो होना पड़ेगा. इसलिए ना इंटरेक्शन बहुत जरूरी है. बीच बीच में स्टॉपेज मिलते रहे ना तो ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है. आप लोग थोड़ा क्वेश्चन पूछते रहा करो.
जी
मेरे को
सर.
बीच में चुप करके या अपना हाथ उठा के जैसे भी हो, जिससे कि मेरी भी थोड़ा पेस बनी रहे.
बिल्कुल सर.
ओके,
बाकी पेज बढ़िया है सर. अच्छा समझ आ रहा है. अच्छा चल रहा है सर.
फ्लो ठीक है. ज्यादा स्पीड में तो नहीं जा रहा मैं क्योंकि यार
नहीं
एक
सर.
इन क्लास का माहौल अलग होता है और ये ऑनलाइन में तो मुझे
बिल्कुल
ऐसा लगता है मैं खुद से ही बात कर रहा हूँ.
सर. सेम सिचुएशन है हमारे साथ भी. ऑफलाइन की बात अलग ही रहती है, पर फिर भी आप अच्छा.
ऑफलाइन में तो यार बड़ा मजा आता है इंटरेक्ट करने में ना. मतलब वहां तो आप 2 घंटे कैसे निकल जाते हैं समझ में भी नहीं आता.
बिल्कुल सर. अभी कल भी क्लास हैगी, परसों संडे को.
हम्म.
तो
तो ठीक है ना,
फील
आपको
अलग.
समझ में आ रहा है ना वैसे तो, मतलब अलाइन है
बिल्कुल.
ना सब चीजें.
जी सर. बिल्कुल है अलाइन.
चलो थैंक यू वेरी मच
Thank
फॉर
you, sir.
ज्वाइनिंग मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट क्लास में थैंक यू
बिल्कुल, थैंक यू सर।